teachers, parents, and students have all contacted WLKY to talk about violence in Jefferson County Public Schools, from threats against teachers, violence among students, and weapons found at school. We looked into the issues and what the district is doing to address it. This right here is the stack of physical aggression reports taken in a 9-month period last school year. In all, this is 26,000 reports. A report of physical aggression can range from a thrown pencil or shove in the hallway to a gun threat or even a violent fight. I sat down with Superintendent Dr. Marty Pollio, who says the district is taking a proactive approach to get to the root of the problem. From fights inside school like this one at Shawnee High School to attacks just off campus, violence at Jefferson County Public Schools is an issue the district is confronting head on.
I know recently we've really tried to take a much more proactive approach as opposed to reactive and how we can support kids better. But we also know that so many of our kids are coming to us with trauma, adverse childhood experiences, more than we've ever had before.
Trauma experienced outside of school is having a big impact inside the classroom.
I had called the office.
Former JCPS substitute teacher Sabina Rice says violence forced her to leave the district.
Evidently, there was a fight. So when the kids got close to me, the two kids that were fighting were right there with me. And I said something like, "What are you all doing? Stop that." And the little boy just turned around and said, "Move," and kicked me to the floor.
The 63-year-old teacher says at the time she was already injured from a previous incident in which she was knocked against a concrete wall by a student.
I have a torn meniscus. I have torn ligaments in my arm, swelling, and have to have surgery. So I'm really upset about it.
And she says teachers aren't the only ones suffering. Students are too, like this young man from Iroquois High School.
One person ran up, hit me once in the back of the head, and then like 4 or 5 other dudes ran up and started hitting me in my face and stuff.
Marcus ended up in the hospital after he was attacked by a group of students just off school grounds.
There were adults around, but they told us to shoot, but like they already knew I was getting in a fight, and I already told them that earlier in the day, and they didn't do nothing about it. All they told us was to get off the property.
According to a report obtained by WLKY, school administrators even went off campus in an effort to disperse the crowd, but were unable to stop the fight. Just this month, another student who came under attack in the Iroquois bathroom suffered a broken jaw and also ended up in the hospital. His mother and sister say they're fed up.
Why him? It could have been anybody else in that school. But why him? He does what he's supposed to do. If they're not there to get an education, get them the hell out.
These incidents are just a snapshot of what the district is dealing with. In the 2018-19 school year, there were 26,000 reports of physical aggression. That's an average of about 150 per day across the 160-plus elementary, middle, and high schools in JCPS. The district is also confiscating weapons. 153 weapons were reported last school year, including 85 knives and 38 guns. In one incident in January, a school resource officer at Jeffersontown High School confronted a student about a gun threat made on social media. In that student's backpack, he found a knife, a face mask, bandanas, and threatening notes reading, "Life will end to all and death is coming." That same month, an SRO confiscated a loaded handgun from an Atherton High School student. In April, a suspended Valley High School student was arrested for walking toward school grounds with a loaded gun and ammo. School safety expert Amy Klinger tells us this type of violence is not unique to JCPS. It's happening in districts across the country.
Schools are a reflection of society. So if you don't like what you're getting in schools, you need to look at society. So if we're seeing more aggressive and violent behavior, which I think we are, it's coming from somewhere.
Dr. Pollio knows those outside influences are having a profound effect on students.
We have to remember, we have kids in our schools for 17% of their time. 83% of the time they're somewhere else. And these are issues that most large school districts are dealing with across America. And now I know I talk to superintendents all across this country, and we're all struggling with how to support kids in the right way for prevention and to help kids. That's what we're here, is to help kids.
And Dr. Polio says the district is working vigorously to keep kids safe through a variety of new programs, including investing $7 million into a staff of mental health professionals, as well as a plan to invest $5 to $6 million a year for its first internal police force. JCPS is also partnering with Metro United Way to get students immediate support, and they're working to address the critical issue of trauma among younger students, many of whom have behavioral issues documented in the physical aggression reports.
Nearly half of those numbers that you're talking about are early childhood to third grade. So we're talking about very young children who are coming to us with very difficult experiences. Having said that, we're not seeing, an increase from last year to this year, but we do know that, we don't want to just be reactive to these problems.
Elementary schools are among the schools with the highest student-to-student physical aggression rates, including Bick, Wheatley, and Zachary Taylor.
I don't believe kids have changed. I do believe the world's changed, cell phones, all of those things, social media that have, increased concerns around some of these problems. But I do believe kids are coming to us with greater adverse childhood experiences and trauma than they've ever had before.
Dr. Polio says for these intervention and prevention programs to have an impact, it'll take both time and effort from everyone.
It's going to require a community to wrap their arms around this problem and issues and say, how are we going to support our children?
And our in-depth reporting doesn't end here. Tonight at 6 p.m., our Carrie Gray shows us how JCPS plans to improve behavior by expanding its Restorative Practices initiative to 20 more schools. And Rick, Vicki, of course, we will continue to look into these reports from the concerned parents and students who are sending them our way, and we'll take their questions straight to the top.